Okay, we're talking about pit stop strategies for ACC and the Pacific Northwest Racing League specifically. We have 40-minute races, so this is kind of based on the premise of our 40-minute races, and we are racing at Monza this week, so that'll kind of be our test subject. Run a few laps to get your baseline PSI down for your tires, get them to where you want them, to hit that 26.4, 26.6 range. And then once you've done that, we're going to bounce over to fuel and strategy. I already have my baseline set at 45 because I know that's where we need to be at for the first half of the race. Got our dry tire on here and our number one tire set on. And from there we'll start breaking down. You're going to want to make sure you adjust these brakes from 2 down to 1. That's important. 2 would be for like endurance race and stuff, and we're definitely not doing endurance races here 40 minutes with a single pit stop. So this right here, fuel per lap, will become relevant information and important for our fuel estimator here in just a sec. So we're going to bump down here to number of pit stops. We only need 1. If you happen to do an endurance race, you might need more than 1. So I mean, you can have tons in here. We only need 1. This fuel to add, we will calculate that in a minute with this other information. You're on dry temp or dry tire because we're not running a wet track. Next thing is to come straight down here and hit these brake pads down to 1. You don't need 2 unless you're doing endurance, so you want to make sure that these are set to 1. And then, like I said, we've run some laps, so we know what our optimum tire temp, PSI, is. So the cool thing about this is all you have to do is hit this current pressures. And what that does is it takes the information you put over here and puts it right here, so you don't have to bounce back and forth. So when you get your new tires put on after your pit, you're going to have the same PSI that you started the race with. If you're doing longer races, it might make sense to play with these a little bit. But for our 40-minute races, quick and easy, just set them what you got your optimal at. Okay, so let's bounce over to the fuel estimator to get that going. And that can be found over here at the sim grid under tools, fuel estimator. Our total race time, we are running 40-minute races. Average lap time, so whatever your average lap time is. My one button is sticking, it's awesome. We're just going to put in 149. Okay, and then once you put that in, if you just click in the blank space, it'll calculate your total laps based on this information and this information. Okay, and then our fuel per lap, that's where this information becomes relevant. We want to punch that into here, 3.6. And then we want to put in our fuel tank capacity. Now, if you were to put in, see how it generated this information down here for you? If you were to put in 84 right here, you could get away with not needing a pit stop at all. You would be able to complete the race, no problem. But since we do have a pit and we do require fuel, you can put in the 44 that I put in over here. And what that'll do is that'll then tell you that you need 1 pit stop, and at your pit stop, you're going to want to put in 39 liters of fuel. I recommend taking this number and adding this number, this 3.6. The reason I do that is in case there's any variation in you run an extra lap, whatever the case may be. I like to add just a little bit more fuel, so I'll add the 3. I usually just do the 3, not the 0.6. So we need 39 at our fill up or at our pit stop. So then we come back over here. We've already put 44 in, so we want to bump this up to 39. And then we want to add the 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. So for my race, I would start off with 44 liters. And at my pit, I would add 42. My PSI is already adjusted. We're good to go here. Next important thing to do is to come over to this Load and save. We want to make sure that we save this for our race. So I'm going to put in monk race pit. And then you can even put in the track if you want to. Monza. And then you would save that. And then when you go into your race, you've already got all your pit strategies set up. You just load this tune and you're good to go. So that's the quick and fast way that I set up my pit strategies. So hopefully that helps you guys for our races. Thanks, guys.